Hello, my name is Freeman, and welcome back to another conversation with me. Today, or tonight, the conversation will, say, follow a line of, like doing the work, as the small animation at the start would suggest. It's about like growing your tree, essentially, and understanding that tree takes a long time to grow. And, you have to simply begin by planting a seed. And the seed only grows as it is nurtured. And, you have to put the effort in to go down to the creek and fill up your water bucket and, walk all the way back to water the tree. And, on that way back, you may trip and fall on your face and spill all the water out. But it's to go back to the creek and get another bucket and to ultimately water the seed. We'll see it grow into a towering symbol of your courage and will. And I need to know that as much as anyone. I'm far from the most disciplined person that the world has ever known. I often fall to the spike traps laid by Instagram and all that bullshit that sucks away your time as you wake up in the mornings and open your phone. It's so easy just to get stuck in this dopamine hole where you're just like the whole one more video thing. It's so gross, but I literally fall victim to it every day, and it's fucking disgusting. And I think that life has so much more in it than scrolling Instagram and watching YouTube videos. There's not much to be done. There is a mountain to climb, and there's not much progress being made by wasting time and putting off that proceeding. But it's not to say that I don't show up still to do the work, but it's just not as much as I think is necessary. And I just wish to put that out there, I suppose. But I've been thinking about this conversation for a while, and days have gone by where I contemplate doing it before I work and then after a work session. It's two different minds that are before and after. I wake up in the mornings just with this really just like a heavy feeling on me that I know that the work has to be done today, and if I don't do it, then I just feel like I'm fucking wasting my time. I've currently taken a gamble on myself. I don't work in a conventional sense. I don't make any money, so my timer is ticking, and I have bullshit coming up. With some fines that happened in New Zealand of just bus lane tickets. Like, what the fuck? And insurance. I just had an insurance happening. It's just like I'm liable for this money, and it's just like dealing with that bullshit doesn't really help either. But it's part of the world, and I owe that money, and it's taken away from my means of life. But that's not to say that it's not unfair per se. But I don't know. It's besides the point. But I just wake up with this weight, and of knowing that I have an opportunity to find this life that I have told myself for so long is one that I wish to fulfill and to live. And I feel it, man. I feel it to be a beautiful existence if I'm to push through the resistance of the everyday grind. I don't know that grind's the correct word. Like, I feel like it's just such a fucking tripe word these days, but it's to sit inside in a paradise of sorts. Like I currently reside in Indonesia, and will look to live the next 6 months of my life, if not longer, in Southeast Asia. It's a beautiful region of the world, and it's really warm, and there's much to explore. But it's the practice of the artist, especially one of a digital nature. Like I see my art as playing the computer. I see it as my goal is to play the computer, so to produce visual and audio by the means of the computer, and I do wonder if that's too tall a task at times to master visual and audio, but that's the I want ultimate control over my expression, and with that comes an immense task. And it's my duty to fulfill that. I don't feel like I'll just ever be exempt of that. Like I have conversations with my friends, and one of them's a builder, and he lives back home, and we'd be sitting outside on the deck, and have a barbecue and have some food and just be in the sun, man. And I just talk to him and ask, like, do you feel contempt in the life that you live? That you're a builder, you go to work, you build, and you come home and you relax, knowing that work is over. And he said yes. I am so jealous of that contempt feeling. To like I used to work, and then I'd come home and I'd feel the need to pursue my passion, and it's for that reason exactly that I wish to afford myself all the time in the world to give to my passion and not be taken away from work. But that's the means that you have to support yourself in this life. But I'm incredibly jealous of that contempt nature, that the carpenter's contempt. To go about your day and to come home and rejoice in knowing that you fulfilled your purpose for the day. I wish for that, and it's definitely not going to be achieved by getting stuck in the underbelly of the internet. But the only way I find the weight removed is to honor the path and to water the seed and to make a trip down to the creek. And even if I don't water the seed per se, I go down to the creek and drop the bucket, and it floats all the way down the river, and I have to come back with my tail between my legs and apologize and say, not today, sorrowful seed. You'll not receive the nutrients. But it's not for lack of trying. You attempted it, and that's means to give yourself a pat on the back. And it's incredibly challenging. Creativity is not like showing up to work as a builder and be like, okay, it's not to say that builders don't have their challenges, but the goal is clear. It's like the goal is to put up a house or build the deck. Like we've got a clear goal in mind, and we know how to execute it, and this is our undertaking for the day, and everyone knows their role. It's like I watched a creative video last night about someone like detailing the struggles of creativity, and it's in creativity we face open loop problems where there is a problem and we don't know how to solve it, and it's simply by sitting with that problem and putting in a concerted effort to solve it. Just in time and in effort, you will stumble upon the solution, whether it's good fortune or simply, a pure mistake. You'll find and push through that resistance and find a solution, and creativity will give that to you. and it's a divine challenge, but it's a divine result also, and that to me is the beauty of this pursuit. Fuck, man, I love to speak like this, but it simply must be honoured, and it is not acceptable in any sense to say all these words and then to sit down on the bed and fucking, back on YouTube. The hours must be put in at the desk, and yeah, man, it's to realize that this is the job of an artist, is to view and take in all that life has to offer, and to infuse that into the work. And that work is spent at the desk inside, and it sucks in a sense, but it doesn't. It doesn't suck at all. And there's a sunny day outside, and it's quite hard to remain recluse. But it is the job of an artist, much as it is the job of the builders to show up and build the house. Is the truck driver is to sit in the truck, is the artist to sit at the desk, or the author to sit at the desk, and to write the book, to create art. And that's a realization that must be had, and it must be honoured. And yeah. But I say this a lot, but this is a side of my art that I wish to keep up with the entire time, is the inner workings of how I think and what's on my mind, and to simply share that, if only with myself. So it does help to unscramble the Rubik's Cube in my mind, if only for a day. But like I say, that weight that I wake up with in the morning is only removed by honouring the path. And it's a good problem to have, I suppose. It's a good solution, and it's a good incentive. So yeah, I just have to continue to honour that. It's really impossible to tell like how good or bad my shit is. I look at that tree that I made, and I don't think it's overly impressive, but at the very least, it's original. It's something that came from my mind, and will continue to be developed into a set that will envelop a lot of meaning, and will share my view with the world. And that's a beautiful thing, to honor the artist's calling. And I will continue to do so, absolutely. And it will be through much resistance that it is overcome. But that is my job, because I do not have another one. But yeah, that's it. Well, thank you so much for spending this time with me tonight, and for lending me your ears and allowing me this conversation. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm ever grateful to be able to share this, and to be afforded this experience. I hope life is beautiful for you, and I hope that loving people surround you is a beautiful life. Okay, goodbye.